Today on India Today Global, we are getting you voices from all respects, from everywhere, from within Iran, from outside of Iran, and an Indian voice as well. Ilham Abedini, Iranian journalist from Tehran, joins me to discuss the situation on the ground. Ilham, thank you so much for joining me. What is your reading of the economic situation in Iran? People have taken to the streets. Is this a serious threat to the current administration?
First of all, thank you for having me. About your first question and the economic situation on Iran, it's completely obvious that the economic situation in Iran is not good. And in the recent years, in the recent round of elections, we've seen that people's expectation was about economic actually all presidential candidate talk about economic situation, how to improve that. So it shows that in Iran economic situation is not stable, is not good, and we face inflation in our country. But the important issue is that we face the biggest and strongest actually sanction package that any country face. So I think we have not to forget the impact of sanction and what we are seeing now in our economic situation. Absolutely, there are some mismanagement, some problems that we have here in Iran's in governing of the countries in economic situation, but I think the key issue is that we have not to forget how much these sanctions had influence of what we've seen here.
Right.
And this time, after the Iranian government tried to make some changes, amendments on economic situation, in the short term, we would face more economic crisis. But actually, the Iranian government vows to it could improve after that. But now we face this economic crisis, and even at first in this round of I have to call it riots and terrorist attacks. At first it was some kind of economic protest, and almost almost all protesters in the early days was people who work in bazaar, in markets, and
Right.
they had protested that the inflation is so high and the prices are not stable. But
Right.
and this is obvious that there are economic issues in Iran.
Okay, interesting. You were saying that it's earlier they were all protesters who were protesting on economic grounds. Now that's not the case. But the government is in catch-22 situation, Ilham. If they act against the protesters, US has promised action. If they do not, then their own existence is under threat. Trump has already threatened action. What's the situation on the ground on the fact that there could be action by the United States of America?
Actually, I think about Donald Trump and what he bought or what he done. Uh, there are many experiences, there are many events that we can judge about him and this. For instance, the latest step that he uh, took, he just go on Venezuela and kidnap the legitimate president of there and abducted him. Or on the other case, we've seen the United States make some reward for Jolani and name him as a terrorist. But now he go on White House and just shake hands with Donald Trump. And also there are many other events, even about Iran. We know that Iran was on the actually meetings on nuclear issues, and it was discussing with the United States. But during the talks, the United States support Israeli regime and they attacked Iran. So I want to mention that we cannot rely on Donald Trump actually vows or claims against Iran or even in support of Iran
Right.
if it's claims.
R- Right. Ilham, if I could just ask you one more question. Will your allies, will Iran's allies like China and Russia come to Iran's rescue or not? Because you can say all of this, but they need help. So will China and Russia come to your rescue?
About China and Russia or any other countries that are alive with Iran, I have to mention that Iran could defeat Israeli regime and its allies in 12-day war. That was a really big military operation that happened against Iranian people. And Iran could manage that. Absolutely, there was economic cost, and there are many, unfortunately, about more than 1,000 people in Iran killed by Israeli regime because of that 12-day bombardment. But at the final step, we've seen that the United States and Israeli regime try to make ceasefire. And during that time, we didn't get any help from China or Russia or any other country. So we do not expect any country to do anything more than mutual cooperation
Okay, that's
to
interesting.
rescue us, and we could manage our domestic issues. But we sure that countries, especially in the actually south of the world, um, and developing countries, and also Russia, China, and even India,
Right.
that are rising power, they had to help each other to confront the hegemon of the United States and all plotted and sabotaged that the United States and its allies tried to do to confront the rising power of these countries. So we
Okay.
think that if these countries uh, help Iran, I don't want to say help, but if they cooperate with Iran, this is actually for the interest of themselves as well,
All right.
because this is a new world order, and if we want to get a better position in this new world order, we have to enhance our cooperation.
All right. Okay, Ilham Abedini, thank you so much for joining us here from Tehran. We'll keep coming back to you to know what's happening on the ground.